So tomorrow is my birthday, and as is the custom frequently, I've been kind of thinking a lot about life and what I want out of it, and what I'd like to contribute, and things I want to change, things I want to improve, release things that no longer serve me. And right now, the main thing I'm contending with is the future of Tamarack Arts. While the programming and interaction with students and faculty has been like a singular joy, the stress of continuing to try and maintain an org that has never been self-sustaining is too much for me. I formed Tamarack as a nonprofit because I thought it would allow me to put together affordable, high quality programs, the combination of like a service oriented mission and then tax deductible donations. That was supposed to make it an attractive place for philanthropically minded people to, throw some money at. The problem is the donors simply have not shown up. Averaged out over a year, not counting faculty pay, Tamarack costs about $1,000 a month. So that's just to exist. Zoom fees, supplies, Squarespace, registered agent, insurance, state registration, accountant, the occasional lawyer, monthly apps, like all that stuff. So I use a significant percentage of the proceeds from my private cello studio to pay that every month. And I've not reimbursed, nor have I ever paid myself for any of the work I've done. So as an instructor or an administrator or any of that. Tamarack just cannot afford for me to reimburse myself or pay myself. But what about donations, right? Well, since our inception in 2020, the total amount of money donated is right about $5,000 total. We have two people who make recurring donations. One of them sends $10 a month and the other one sends $15 a month. And after credit card fees, that ends up being about $11 that we get. But if half of the people on our mailing list donated about $10 a month, I could at least stop personally subsidizing this org's existence. I mean, I didn't start Tamarack to make a bunch of money, and I'm actually okay with not paying myself for a little while longer. But I will have to abandon it if I keep hemorrhaging money. At this point, I have delayed medical treatment to keep the org afloat. I've turned away private students who want lessons during the time that's reserved for Tamarack programs. I've taken out cash advances on credit cards at obscene interest rates to pay for this thing to keep going. And now I'm realizing it's costing me more than money. I've asked for help with marketing and writing grants and finding donors, and I am still asking for help in doing those things. It's been tough because nobody wants to do those things at all, let alone do them for free. And it's the same story when I solicited for, like a few new board members. And I really do get it because these are wild times. And I think a lot of people are just living day to day, trying to find joy wherever possible. And it's a mess right now. And I appreciate that people have boundaries and they're just like, I do not have the energy to give right now. But in order for this org to exist into 2024, something has to happen. And so like, what would that look like? Okay, so if like a flood of donations comes in, I can hire somebody to come in and consult. They help with marketing and we get a few grants and cool, let's roll. Or if somebody wants to come and consult for free and then some combination of, due to their efforts, increased enrollment and donations and grants happens, well then that works too. I've been also thinking a little bit about like a subscription model, and that may help. But that requires some confidence that programming will be ongoing. And I don't know about that right now. So I'm not going to belabor the point anymore. And I'm not making this video to make anybody feel guilty or bad for not donating. I just feel like the students who are invested in and benefit from our programming deserve to know what's going on. And I haven't been overly public about how hard it's been like the last 2 years, because that kind of talk can just sort of be toxic. Folks don't want to support an org that's floundering. And it's one of those terrible truths that like people want to back a winner. And of course, the backing is a huge part of what actually creates the winning. So like, I'm thinking about all of this, and I have these missions in my life that are so important to me. And they all center around leaving this place better than I found it. Working to serve adult learners, to take you seriously and to do everything I possibly can to help you make music is the foundation of my career, and no matter what, that's not going to change. The reason I haven't thrown in the towel on Tamarack Arts yet is that this has been by far the most effective vehicle for reaching new students and exposing them to the healing ideas that comprise the core of the organization. Those ideas are: being an adult is not a liability if you want to learn an instrument. The conservatory is not closed off to adult learners at any level of skill. And no matter what your starting point, there is a way forward, and there are skilled instructors who love and respect students just like you. And I've never seen so many of them assembled in one place, desperate for this thing to grow and increase the number of students that we're able to reach. And so I just hope that we can come together and find a way to sustain Tamarack, to sustain this mission. Thanks for listening. I really hope I post another video shortly with some good news. Thanks.